Hi guys, welcome back to my channel! So today I'm going to be doing a Priyanka Chopra Golden Globes inspired makeup look. I had someone comment on this, it was the very first request I ever gotten, and to that person I am so sorry, it's taken me so very long to do it, but I'm finally doing it. And so yeah, let's get started. So I am using one reference picture and I will put it in there somewhere. I will put it in the video. So basically the look I'm going to do is the Priyanka Chopra Golden Globes look. It's a very, I'm actually looking at a picture right now. Her eyebrows are very pronounced. She has a very gold, pretty eyeshadow, very nice dark red lips, and I'm amazed at her foundation because it looks flawless. So we are going to start. I'm going to start by using some of this mattifying balm from Ulta, and I'm just going to take it with my finger like this and put it in my T-zone. It's quite an amazing primer. Oh, but it's really difficult to apply. I try to put some under my eyes. I don't know if I'm supposed to be using this under my eyes, but I noticed I get really oily under my eyes. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer and kind of put that in the other places. Kind of just like around my face like that. Okay, so my plan is I'm going to do my foundation and concealer first, then I'm going to do the eye look, then I'll finish the rest of the face look. So for foundation, I'm going to use my Ulta Color Correcting Primer and foundation and primer stick. It is in the shade Classic Buff. It's still my favorite because it has a little color correcting thing. Now I am going to use a little more than I normally would for more of a full coverage look. As you can see, I have no rhyme or reason to putting this on. I am going to take this Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. I'm actually going to spray it with some rose water just to kind of help it glide on. That's better. And after I've done that, I'm going to go in with the back of a beauty blender and just kind of press it into the skin to give it a really nice finish. Okay, next I'm going to go in with some concealer, and I recently got the Benefit Boing Erase Case in the shade number 2, and it came with these 4 little concealers, which are amazing. And I'm going to go in with the Airbrush Concealer, which looks like this. Put some on my finger. Use a little more than normal, do my eyelids. I like to put concealer right in here because I get really shiny there. And I think that's the only place. I won't put any on my face. Okay. Wow, I used a lot. Oops. Take a beauty blender and do it. To set my under eye, I'm going to use the e.l.f. little thing. I think it's like under eye brightening powder, and it's everywhere, dang it. I'm just putting it under my eyes. I am gonna let it sit for a second, but I'm not putting like a ton. But you can definitely still see a layer. I'm gonna take this Maybelline loose powder. Oh, it gets everywhere. And I'm gonna take this huge blush brush, which I probably shouldn't use for this, but tap a lot of that off. I'm gonna take it and just set my face with it. I'm gonna use this to kind of brush away the under eye stuff. Okay, and my face is all set. Now let's close this and lose half the product in the process. Moving on. Next, I'm going to do my eyebrows, and this is going to be interesting because, wow, the eyebrows she has are very thick and very, I'm looking at my reference picture. They're very thick and very long. So I'm just gonna make my eyebrows look thick and long. It's exciting. So I'm gonna take this Sephora brow pencil and hope for the best. Oh, that's dirty. Stop touching them now. Okay, so it's really hot in my room, so I'm gonna turn my fan off, and I'm really sorry if you can hear it in the video, but I'm dying. Okay, so for the eye look, I'm mainly gonna be using the Modern Renaissance palette and the Delectables palette. This is Laura Geller, in case you didn't know. I'm gonna go ahead and take this big eyeshadow Real Techniques brush into this shade Vanilla, which is just this white cream shade. I keep dropping everything. And brush that kind of everywhere. Now the eyeshadow look is definitely a golden, mainly gold with kind of hints of like green and probably a lot of browns for transition. So that's what I'm gonna go for. That's what I envision it would look like. I'm gonna go into the shade Mushroom next with the same brush. And kind of try to just go right there into my crease, but a little above it. I don't want to make this too difficult of an eyeshadow look. I don't think it needs to be at all. So we're just gonna hope it goes well. Next, I'm gonna go into my Modern Renaissance palette and use the shade Warm Taupe, which is just, it's a little more pigmented and a little darker. I'm still using the same brush and kind of doing the same motion. So what I'm going to do to darken up the edges over here, I'm going to go in with this Sigma blending brush. I'm going to go back into the Delectables palette and use this dark brown shade called Mahogany. And I'm going to keep that right under my crease. And kind of drag it downward like that, see? Okay, so we have just this matte brown look going on so far. I'm going to go into my Modern Renaissance palette and I'm going to take the shade Golden Ochre with this Real Techniques brush right here. And I'm going to focus that kind of right here on my lids where there isn't much product and use it to blend. So that's all I would do for like transition. Next I'm going to go into more of the shiny shades. So I'm going to start off with doing some dark greens. I'm going to take this blending brush by Sigma again. I'm going to go into the shade Khaki right here, and it's this green. I'm actually going to wet this brush a little because sometimes I have trouble with the pigments or like actually seeing the green. And I want the green. I just gave that a nice little swirl. I'm gonna use my, where's my tiny mirror? And I'm gonna focus it right here. The living in my outer corner. And about halfway into the lid. Okay, and I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into this deeper green shade called Forest. that's a lot. And focus it really mostly in my outer corner. And dig into my crease a little. Like so. Okay, next I'm gonna go for all my gold shades. I'm actually gonna take this big brush again, wet it, and I'm going to take the shade Dolce right here. I'm gonna take a lot of that and like a couple tops of honey and do it right there on my lid. Okay, next I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take this end of my Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm gonna go into my Modern Renaissance and use the very, very pigmented Primavera, which is this gold shiny shade right here. But I need to wet the end of this brush. Take some of that. Need more. And I'm gonna focus it really on the, like almost the lash line of the inner eyelid. And really add more gold. I'm gonna kind of pack it on rather than brush it on. Just kind of press it into my eyelid. Next, I'm going to take Primavera again, and I'm going to go underneath my lash line. And all the way. Mainly putting a lot more on the inner. Okay, so to make it kind of a little darker underneath, I'm gonna go back into the Laura Geller Delectables, and I'm gonna bring out this shade Truffle right here. And kind of hug the lash line with that. I'm gonna go and take the Sigma brush again, and I'm gonna go into the shade, Honey and a little bit of the shade Vintage and try to make it a little bit of a darker gold right here on the inner. I'm gonna take this brush and try to get all the product out of it, and I'm just gonna lightly run it across my eyes like this, especially to diffuse the corners. Try to kind of blend everything together. So yeah, this is the eye look. Now the thing I do not have for this look is false lashes. Her lashes are very full, and I would suggest using false lashes for this look if you have them, if you know how to use them. I can do neither. I'm going to take the Monsieur Big by Lancome, I have a tiny sample of it, and use that to make my lashes really big. Okay, there you have it, the finished eye look. Next, I'm going to move on to my face because I didn't want to mess up my face while I was doing my eye look. And looking at it, she has a very bronzy look. She has a very bronzy look. So, using this fan brush, go into the matte shade. Powder. And carve out my cheekbones. Carve out my cheekbones. I'm actually then going to take this stippling brush just a little bit into the shiny bronze and add that to my cheeks. There's something I definitely noticed about the look is that she has highlight on, but it's not shiny highlight, which I find really interesting. It's different. So for blush, I'm going to be using this, the Balm in Stain tiny sample I got. This is in the color Pinstripe. Use my big blush brush. This is the more mauve-y one I have, and that's kind of what she's wearing. And she definitely has blush on. You can definitely tell she has blush on. Now her blush is kind of just focused, it's actually focused maybe a little more down here. I might have put it too high. Right here. Okay, and then for highlight, or well, I'm looking at the picture and it definitely has this more matte highlight look, so that's what I'm gonna try and go for. It might just be the lights of the cameras and stuff. I'm going to take the matte highlight right here. And she has some on her forehead. Definitely her nose. And then I'm just gonna put some in like the normal highlight place. She has some on her chin. Okay, so now for the very, very last thing, of course, is the lips. Her lips are this deep red, which is very pretty. And if I can find the look, now she definitely has a matte lip, so I'm gonna try to stick with that. And this, I found this, I actually got this Burt's Bees lipstick specifically for that purpose. It's 532, it is called Russet River. We're gonna hope for the best here. So this color definitely has a little more shine to it, but it's pretty much the color she has on. Hers might be a little darker. So to the person who requested this, thank you so much for requesting it. I had a lot of fun doing it actually. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you. And yeah, this is my Priyanka Chopra Golden Globes 2017 look. Thanks for watching. Let's zoom in real quick. This is what it looks like. My lipstick is a mess a little bit, but it's the eyes, my massive eyebrows. Thanks for watching.